Hey guys, Patrick here, back with another video for you. Now, today, well, I should just say recently, Phil has been a bit of a busy boy. I can't help but notice that he's been extremely active with a lot of drama and statements recently, and maybe I'll make a video about that some other time. But today, just recently, he made some comments that I feel the need that I have to weigh in on, because you see, DSP is once more talking about, just how fucking jerk he is, dude, just, Bro, like, you don't want to fucking mess with swole-ass Phil. Dark Side Swole. So we are going to be watching Memeology's video right now, sped up, just to hear Phil's statements on the matter.
During React Day on DSP Reacts, I watched a skit that was about how guys always seem to skip leg day, right? Now, honestly, I don't even know the meme, but I guess the meme is that people who work out regularly don't like leg day because leg day is the hardest day. It's like,
real quick, I already feel the need to comment. Like, DSP talks about how jerked he was, just how much he was pumping iron and how buff he used to be back in the day. He doesn't know the skip leg day meme. That's like the most basic normie gym joke. Like, it's not like some revolutionary concept. He definitely should have been hearing about that. Like, just even if he's ever like had a tertiary experience with the gym. That's a really infamous thing. So the fact that he's like, I didn't know this, you guys. How did you not? You're fucking how old? And you've never heard this before now?
it's like the most painful, grueling day. Yeah! Woo! Right on my ass, baby. I love it. I love that. Pain is pleasure. All right?
I mean,
now,
actually,
I don't understand this, because when I used to work out, leg day was the easiest day for me.
Cap. Yeah, full on fucking lie right
this
there.
This is me being honest. This was like a long time ago when I was lifting weights, but when I did this, leg day was the easiest day for me, always.
So the reason why leg day is thought to be the hardest is because when you really, truly, actually take yourself to muscular failure, okay, whether it's in your back or your arms or your chest, you're going to have, like, delayed onset muscle soreness, right? Assuming, you really pushed yourself. Now, the reason why leg day is so hard is because your legs, you stand on them all day. You walk on them all day. You're not going to be using your back all day. You're not going to be using your chest all day. You're not going to be using your shoulders all day. They're going to be in brief moments to pull something, to pick something up, right? But your legs, you are physically standing on them all day. That's why leg day is so sore and grueling, is because there's no way to truly 100% fully rest your legs other than, like, sitting in a fucking wheelchair. So that's why leg day is such a grueling workout. And so, like, this idea that Phil is like, he's just built different. Leg day didn't affect him at all. 100% bullshit, because that means that, we're under the assumption that Phil actually did, like, lift weights and whatever, right? Even though, looking at any sort of pictures of him from any point in time would prove evidence to the contrary of that notion. But, if he did, he would probably have to be like quarter repping like 135 to, like, go through a full actual leg day and just not feel it at all in any regard.
I thought it was the easiest exercises, okay? So why is, right? Well, we were talking about this.
Like, literally also, like, you talk to anybody about how difficult the squat is. It's not just because it fucking, is a massive leg builder and strength builder, like, for both muscle hypertrophy and strength gains, right? It's also got, like, a cardiovascular element to it when you do it for high enough reps. That's why a lot of people, like, stick to sort of, like, the 4 to 8 rep range on squats. Like, to a lot of people, even going up to 10 is like, okay, now you're taxing your cardiovascular, so you're not even, like, really working your legs to the fullest extent because your lungs are what's giving out first.
Yesterday on the show, and I said, it's because, for some reason, don't ask me why, because I don't even know how this started or anything, right? I've always walked on my toes. I do. I walk on my toes. I don't know why. I feel better at balance standing on my toes than I do standing flat on my feet. And it's not that I never stand flat on my feet. It's when I...
Phil should create a program and sell this mystical toe walking secret, because then every competition bodybuilder on the planet would buy it.
I walk. When I'm standing still, I'm standing flat. But when I walk, I literally am walking on my toes. Now, the thing is, I actually didn't even notice this or know much about it. And then it was around the mid-2000s, okay? And I had some friends over. This is when I was living in an apartment.
Also, he's only talking about his calves. You know, there's more to your leg than the calf, right, Phil? There's your thighs, there's your hamstrings, there's your glutes. Like, you know, it's... like, let's even just say you had big calves. That doesn't mean you have, like, giant-ass legs. You mean this special way of walking worked out your entire leg musculature?
Shared apartment with 2 other roommates, okay? And I was having a party, and I was basically, like, in shorts that day. And a lot of my friends had never seen me in shorts, because, you know,
booty shorts?
Days, you go to arcade, you're wearing jeans or whatever. You wouldn't be in shorts. So a lot of people had never seen me in shorts before. So...
Ad, no!
Got water. Open the bar.
Ah, well.
Oh, they came over to my place, and they said, Phil, yo, your legs are, like, jacked. And I was like, what? I never even heard anyone say that to me before or whatever. You know, I was in my, like, mid-20s, okay? This is, like...
You've been working out for how long, and you had giant-ass legs, and nobody noticed that you had jacked legs before? Like, he was even talking about being in jeans and shit. Like, if he had big legs, you'd see it in jeans still. You ever see those dudes with big-ass fucking thigh-buster, like, jean-busting thighs? Like, you know, if he had big legs, he wouldn't have... His legs were large... and not just, like, defined and muscular, he wouldn't need shorts to show it off.
A long time ago. They're like, yeah, dude, like, your legs are, like buff, which is shocking because, you know, we didn't know that you had such buff legs or whatever.
Totally
like,
happened.
What? So,
100% real.
I looked into it, it's because I'm walking on my toes all the time. All of my leg muscles are large, like both my calves, as well as... You know, like my thigh muscles are all very, like, lean and strong.
Yeah, a special way of walking grew his thighs, too. Yeah, dude, sell this program. Then you'd get to fucking skip leg day and just walk everywhere and you'd get big muscular legs like Phil.
I don't work out or anything like that. I don't. So it's just because, again, I've walked on my toes my whole life. So when
Wait. He was talking about when he was in the gym, leg day never fucked with him because... you know, he just had naturally strong legs. Now he's saying it's due to this special method of walking. It developed his whole leg musculature despite not going to the gym.
I used to lift weights. Leg day was easy for me because my muscles were already big down there. So leg day was like, this is not a big deal. And I would always, like you know, just turbo through it.
Yeah, so he's saying his big legs came first. And then he went to the gym. Okay, just from this special walking method.
Didn't hurt, and it wasn't a big deal. Everything else, the whole upper body stuff, that's where it was work for me. And I buffing up and doing all the upper body exercises was always the tougher thing for me.
Yeah,
the lower body was always easy. And now, people are like, oh, this is my detractors, right? They have nothing to do. They literally have nothing to talk about anymore. Because the fucking Champions meme is over with. There's nothing they can say about that.
That's not true at all. You've been keeping shit going with fucking your fucking beef with stuttering Craig and June, the guy who made the documentary on you. What do you mean they have nothing left to talk about? You've been keeping it going.
Yeah. All the old shit they used to say, it's all been addressed. It's done. Gone. Forever. Right? So they're like, well, I can't believe that Phil said that on the show. He's full of it. And you might think, I'm exaggerating. Dude, there was like a giant thread on Twitter about it. A couple of them made videos about it. I'm not kidding you. This is what they were talking about yesterday. That Phil says he has giant buff legs and he's lying about it. It's just another thing he does. He's such a liar. He literally every day he just makes lies about everything.
Yeah, because you talk about how you used to be, like, mega jacked in the past, and, like, you see pictures of yourself, and you're either skinny or fat. There's no pictures. There's, like, not a single picture of you, like, with, like, I'm not even saying you gotta be shirtless, but, like, in a sleeveless shirt where you can see, like, your pecs popping or your arms buff or whatever, and, like, you're talking about, oh, well, it was my legs or whatever, and it's like, well, then how come you wore jeans everywhere and not, like, shorts to show off your toned, muscular legs that were apparently super real?
Like, and I'm thinking to myself, I could understand if, like, it was, like, something important, right? Why would you think that I would lie about my legs or walking on my like, what does it even matter? It doesn't, I'm not better than anyone because I might have big calves. You know what I mean? Like,
You
I'm
don't
not one
have
of
big
these guys
calves.
who's like a gym rat.
That's the thing. You don't have big calves. You think you have big calves, and like people are saying, "Can you believe Phil thinks he's got big calves?" And he's like, "Can you believe these people think that I don't have big calves?"
All I care about is how my body looks, because that's my one value in life. The only piece of work that I get out of my life is that I have a muscled body. Well, Big Bosley says my body looks like Vegas. I don't care.
Bro, your only thing that you fucking brag about is that you won Evo in fucking 2004 or whatever. And you like to talk about your 10-year legacy, but now you're up here like, oh, you think I'm one of these vain guys who all I have in my life is a fit, muscular body? No, you clearly don't have that. And that's the thing, is you're trying to say that you do, even on one part of your body, which you do not.
Care if I have a muscled body. I have no reason for a muscled body. It would go to waste if I had it. Because I don't need a muscled body or anything.
Yeah, general health is a waste.
He said you should sell your body. You're right, I should. I should become a man whore. So it's not
Being
like this is
fit
a flex,
is just a waste.
because I said it. I'm literally
Of
just
time.
stating facts during my React show. I was like, that's why I didn't understand the meme. The meme was that guys always skip leg day because they say it's the hardest day of the week, and there's jokes there about how this guy created, silly ways that, I accidentally skipped leg day. But I never would have skipped leg day. That's the point I'm making. Like, leg day was the easy day for me. Well, I don't get it. Why? Because I have big legs. You're a liar, Phil. Phil lies about everything. He's a liar. There's no way he could have big legs.
Now, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this. Is it possible? And again, we're operating under the 100% hypothetical situation that DSP actually did used to lift weights. Is it possible that leg day was his favorite day and he never skipped it, and that, like, his legs were potentially the most well-developed part of his body? Yes. That's not an unreasonable thing to think. But the issue is that, like, he's trying to say that he still has some sort of muscle in his legs, which is not true. That's the issue.
Okay? So last night, I'm like, watch this. Because I know exactly what's going to happen. Because I'm not stupid anymore. I'm kind of slide all this shit, right? So I say, okay, I'm going to do something and watch the reaction to this, how stupid this is going to be. All right, you ready?
You're sliding up, but you're still going to feed the trolls.
Twitter, well, I guess you should say X. Or does it even fucking matter what you call it at this point? Probably not, right?
I wouldn't say so.
So I do a post. Today on stream, I watched a skip leg day skit, and I didn't get it. Because I said I'd never skip leg day, because I have giant calves, because I've walked on my toes my entire life. But detractors think I'm lying. Here's my leg right now. You be the judge. Why would I even lie about this one? All right? And so I took just a picture of my leg. And that's all it is. As you can see, that's the leg sitting on my couch. So the calf muscle is kind of like flattened and stretched out. All right? But, I mean, it's huge. I have big, giant calf.
It is not huge. It is indeed a normal-sized calf. But, like, other people are saying it's fat. Oh, Phil, you have fat legs or whatever. Like, yeah, maybe above his thigh or whatever, but we can't judge that by this picture. That's like, you know how fat you have to have fat calves. Like, DSP obviously doesn't have cankles. Like, he does, like, I don't agree with the fact that, like, this is a fat calf, but, like, the idea that he's trying to sell it as, like, a super huge muscular calf, no, it is not.
Calf muscles. I do, okay? So I put the picture up and I said, watch this shit.
And this is just proof that DSP is delusional, right? Like, sometimes he's like a bold-faced liar. This is a case of him being delusional. He's like, look at this calf. Look at this big, meaty, calf right there. I own the haters on these fucking calves. Somebody call the Wrangler. Because we got 2 calves on the loose. And it's like, bruh, like, no, that's just what a regular calf muscle looks like.
I said, watch the reaction that this is going to get, right? Because these people are so easy to content farm. They're just so dumb.
Yeah, he's farming the trolls now. The trolls have become the cows.
Because I took a picture of my leg.
The pigs run this pen now.
This is going to get tons of, like, attention. I guarantee it. So what do you think happened? Do you think that 2 people saw it and said, wow, that's just a leg, it's not a big deal? Or do you think that this got a ton of responses and a ton of attention? What do you think happened?
A ton of attention because you said it was a buff
Here's
leg.
A clip from ages ago, my old fuzzy camera, back when I still had my couch.
Yeah, when he flung his legs up in the air.
You can clearly see in this clip, both of my calves are huge.
Huge, dude!
Because I guess I was jumping onto the couch and this is a still frame. Those are my real calves. This is not, this was not edited. This is the real picture.
Now, again, are his calves the most muscular part on his body? Yes. Relatively to all of his other muscles, he has big calves. But that at the same time, that's a bad sign because his calves are just normal. Right? He does not have and again, he's like talking about, oh, I don't need to be huge and muscular or even fit, I guess. Like, again, you don't gotta be like fucking Schwarzenegger, dude. You just got but you should be like fit, like healthy, like taking care of yourself. And like your muscles have atrophied to such an extent where your moderately normal calves are like the highlight of your physique by a huge margin.
Solid looking leg. My calves are so inferior.
Yeah, stroke that ego, dude.
Things that I've muted, I'm not going to unmute because it's probably some disgusting freak. Failed it's an extremely average calf on an extremely atrophied leg.
Facts. That was the truest comment, which is why I highlighted it in this video.
There's a stupid meme that my laugh sounds like ack, ack, ack. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I laugh, do I say ack, 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 ack? No, I don't.
Actually, yeah.
An atrophied leg. They think that this is an atrophied leg. Does that really? What on this leg says atrophy exactly? I'm curious.
I mean, right? The whole thing, really.
The event we've all on Erie, September
I'm not going to get ad blocked because that's rude to other creators.
Listen, if you want to say, that's just a normal leg, fair enough. Fair enough. Big deal, right?
I mean, but that's not what you're saying.
A stab at the leg. Atrophied leg.
You're saying, look at how big my muscles
are. When I was
are.
running regularly on the treadmill for a year, all right, my leg looked exactly the same. It wasn't any different. And I was running literally every other day. I was running for like a good hour. So an hour of running like 3-4 times a week. My leg looked exactly the same.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Ready for this one? You're so fit, King. Ready? Here we go.
He's showing that DSP has jiggling tits.
I'm going to lose my reflexes, my eyeballs. I'm going to lose my eyesight. Oh, my God. Yo, these people are something else.
Yeah, pretend you find it funny.
These people are absolutely something else, dude. First off, we're talking about legs. The discussion is about legs.
Yeah, and those aren't muscular either.
So what this person does, right, is they show this has nothing to do with legs whatsoever, right? That's number one, okay? Number two,
yeah,
I know that I'm still...
DSP's full-on T-Rex moding up in here, right? He's got, like, huge, like, Ronnie Coleman legs and then his, like, chubby upper body.
A little overweight. I just weighed myself the other day. I'm 195 pounds, okay? So I'm roughly around 10, 15 pounds overweight. I am. I remember when I was young...
I would honestly say that 195 at 6 feet is not overweight. I would say that that's, like, a pretty moderately weighted person, honestly.
And I was in my early 20s, and I went to the doctor. And the doctor had said, so FYI, now that
the problem with Phil is that, like, you know, it's not like the weight, like the poundage. It's like he's skinny fat. Like, he's all bone and fat. There's no muscle tissue taken into that number.
You're a developed adult. Your key weight is to be between 180 to 185. Like, if you can maintain between 180 and 185 your whole life, that's the weight you want for your height and your build. That's what you want. So I
would actually say that's pretty skinny.
Overweight. Yeah, I've got chubbiness all around. You know what they call it, the spare tire or whatever. I got the spare tire. Yeah, I got a little bit of fat on my body. But the funny part is when you
I'm gonna say this. I don't think Phil looks horrible. You know, he's not like really fat like how he used to be. I don't think Phil is like disgustingly large or whatever. It's just the idea that he's delusional about where his level of fitness actually stands.
Do that clip. Even if I were buff and I did that, it would still wiggle. Because the only people that don't wiggle are people who are completely flat-chested because they have absolutely no muscle whatsoever. They never developed any muscle there. Those are the people who go like this and nothing happens. Even people who are buff, when they go like that, they move. Because there's something there.
That is not true. Like, yes, there is a slight movement, but they don't move like that. It's not... You know, it's not like a pair of water beds next to each other. Like, yes, there's slight movement, but it's not anything like that.
There. You see? So actually, the whole point is, you're right, I'm a man with developed muscles and shit. So when I move, they move. Get it? Like,
developed muscles! Now his fucking man boobs are fucking developed pectoral muscles, apparently. Yeah, first of all, we're talking about legs, not upper body, and second of all, my chest is fucking buff. That's muscle that jiggles like that.
If you do that, it's like if you're a flat-chested idiot, you get no movement whatsoever. But again, you have to actually be like an intelligent adult who's had like muscles to know that. And
Yeah,
people who criticize,
I agree. That's how I'm able to debunk you right now. It's because I have muscles and they do not move like that and never have.
morons. But the sad fact is, there's morons who bought that. These people, these are flat-chested losers who have never lifted anything in their life, never done any physical activity in their life, literally will never be touched by another human. They live in a...
Oh my god, the Chad DSP comes for the virgin detractors. Not only have you never lifted weights, you've never even been with a woman. Oh! Start mewing for the camera, DSP. Really show off that jawline, plus 1,000 aura. You've never lifted weights. You've never been with a woman. Like, what is this? What is this, like, 1990s jock-ass fucking speech he's on right now?
basement, sitting on the internet, editing clips like that to post up, I got him. Ah!
You're proof, DSP, that you don't have to be jacked to get laid. Like, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
No, you got nothing. Literally zero at all. You're a fucking loser. How about you post your picture, right? Where's yours? I don't think you're ever going to do that. We know that.
Ooh.
So what the fuck is your point? It's the ultimate, like,
Proven
bitch
wrong.
move. Like, you have no point. It's not even appropriate to what we're talking about, legs. And no one said that I was a skinny twig. We know this. I've admitted.
Yeah,
that I am
he's
still
jacked,
overweight, and I'm looking,
dude.
to eventually to get to that ideal body.
Well, are you overweight or do you have pecs?
Here you go.
or is the only fat on your body this spare tire? Which honestly, again, I don't think you have like that huge of a gut. If I'm being completely real.
The best part about the leg tweet is that the detractors are suddenly fitness experts, and they're coping and posting pictures of their calves or bench pressing, really straining. Thank you for the entertainment that you have spawned on your timeline. Yes, that you're welcome. I mean, again, that was the point. The whole point is I don't care if people think that I have big calves or not.
That's why you're talking about it right now and arguing that your calves are indeed huge. You don't care. You baited the trolls, but at the same time, here's like a 20-minute video edited. I can only assume, cutting out like some really boring shit, and you're fucking being like, actually, my calves are huge, okay? I'm not, like, I'm gonna bait these people by saying my calves are huge, and then argue with them when they say that they aren't. Like, if it was a bait, then it would be a troll. You'd be like, yeah, dude, I know my legs aren't buff at all. Like, that's why I posted that, to get people angry and riled up, but then you're mad when people are, like, disagreeing with you that your legs are totally jacked as fuck.
People because they're so stupid. Continuing on. Gin drinking hard today.
It's actually pure green alcohol I keep in here. You guys don't realize it. You think it's a Mountain Dew Kickstarter. Oh, no.
Oh, my God, excuse me. No, I wasn't drinking at all, actually. At all, when I posted that picture. Now, detractors will never skip leg day in the hopes of felting the king. You're right. Look, people are actually posting up pictures of their own calves now.
I will say, I do think that that's actually pretty cringe. Phil, I'm like, this is what a real calf looks like. Like, yeah, I post my shit, like, because I'm, like, actually keeping an update of my progress. I'm not like, Phil, this is what a real buff man looks like. That is cringe. That is cringe to be like, this is what it really looks like.
Now, there's a slight difference between this calf and mine. As you're going to notice,
yeah,
this is one big bulky muscle, and then we have my tendons and bone to my foot. This guy is like a giant chunk. I think what it is his leg is much shorter than mine. So he doesn't...
No, his calf muscle is longer than yours, which honestly, actually, is determined... Your calves are 90% genetic, believe it or not. And so when Phil is like, oh, he must have shorter legs than me, no, you just have shorter calves. Not by definition. Like, calf length and really all muscle lengths are determined by genetics, and some people have really high up calf muscles, and some people have, like, really low down calf muscles. Now, what some people aren't going to like to hear is that DSP, his particular calf muscle being extremely high up, and, like, his leg being mostly tendons, that's actually good for athletics. That actually means that he has more explosive legs. If he were to actually train, he could actually sprint very fast, potentially. Like, assuming that his leg length was also long and stuff like that, but, like, just the pure power output that he would have from his calves, because he has, like, a shortened, thick muscle with long tendons, his type 2 muscle fibers and power output would actually be very high. That's not something people would like to hear, but... But I'm saying if he did train them, he would have very fast, explosive muscles.
Really have the length. He just has the muscle, and then, like, you know what I mean? Just a shorter leg. So here you go. When being a linebacker,
Yes, everybody's calf is a uniform size. This dude has baby legs.
ability is difficult to regain. Here's a secret: it never fully recovers. I know I'm not a critic or a fan, just human to human. All you or anyone can do is try and be better. Well, did I not show in this very tweet the evidence that I wasn't lying? No lie. You know what I'm
It showed that you were delusional because you think that your legs are, like, jacked and muscular.
saying? Like, I outright show the picture that's the evidence of what I said. So now I'm not lying, right? So, I mean, isn't that the first step? Is that I didn't just talk, I also backed it up with a fact. Okay? This is possibly the greatest tweet in DSP history. You know, there was the tweet when Pro Jared was exposed for all his drama.
Oh my
and then I
god.
tweeted back,
Bro, he loves that. He loves that. One time he got like 2,000 likes on a tweet because Pro Jared, like, dude, everybody was dunking on Pro Jared. Like, and he's still salty. Just the same way he was still salty about Stuttering Craig. He's salty about that Pro Jared, like, what? Fucking 5 years ago now, like, slighted him, and he literally admitted to lying in wait, and he still thinks about that, and he still is, like, fist pumping in the air, like, oh, yes, I fucking owned Pro Jared that one time. Yes, yes!
back
Fucking
at him, and
pathetic.
He had tweeted at me years before, but I never responded when he just attacked me for no good reason. That was a good tweet.
People are allowed to make jokes at your expense, Phil.
Some people said that was their favorite tweet. There was a tweet when I clapped back at the Oscars when Will Smith was allowed to slap Chris Rock across the mouth, and then they awarded him with an Oscar in the same night. Remember that? That one was pretty.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you even talking about? Did that tweet actually gain any traction? Did that go viral?
Pretty good. But apparently,
I don't even
this
know what the
one
fuck he's talking about.
is the best tweet ever. This is the best.
And
tweet
I
I've
follow
ever put
Phil
out.
shit.
It's that important. It's that exciting, right? Now this is funny. BMI indicator, right? So this is wrong. First of all, this is wrong too. I'm actually 5'11". Here, so I'm 5 foot.
So first of all, I don't know when Phil started being 5'11" because he used to say he was 5'12". But he's like acting like this is wrong. This is a wrong information put in the calculator. It said 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. He's actually like, I'm 5'11", 195. Well, guess what? Minus 1 inch and 5 pounds would roughly put you at the exact same BMI. So I don't know what he's trying to prove here.
11 inches.
You're
and I weigh
losing
195 pounds currently.
a slight amount of height and a slight amount of weight. Wait, guess what? It's going to come out
So
almost the same
your
number.
BMI is 27.8. Wait, how did I get 10? I put in 11, I thought. Wait, why does it 194? I typed in 195. What is going on here? I swear I typed in 195. You're messing with me. Okay, get the fuck out of here. So, healthy weight would be 18.5 to 24.9, and I am 25 to 29.9. So I'm really right just above it. Right. I'm just above it.
And that's what the
There
other
you go.
one said too.
So I'm considered slightly overweight, but not obese. Obese would have been if I went to the 30, right? Which I'm not. I'm basically around here. And I agree. Like I said, I could weigh at least about 15 more pounds. And then the doctor said that I would have been, actually my ideal body weight. So that's correct. Okay.
I don't know.
guess.
I think if he body recomped and he stayed the same weight and lost fat and gained muscle, I think that would be much better than just being like a rake thin Phil.
I know, because it's not a big deal. You understand that this isn't a big deal? But that's the thing. Again,
Yeah, it's totally not a big deal. That's why you're arguing so hard about it.
the point I'm making here isn't that I have buff calves. Nobody cares that I have buff calves.
That is actually the exact point that you're making. That's why you're arguing with people about it.
I made a very normal observation, correct? That a normal person would make. Like, okay, I don't get this meme because I never had a problem with leg day.
You're the only person who sees it, so clearly it's not an observation that literally every normal person would come to.
Why not, Phil? Because actually I have big calves and buff legs because I walk on my toes my whole life. So leg day was easy for me. All the other exercises were much harder. Leg day was like the easy day for me. Oh, Phil's a liar. Phil's full of it. Phil's like, I'm a thief. I'm a scammer. I'm a liar. So that's what I'm emphasizing here. It's not that my legs are buff or not buff. Nobody cares. The point is that
That's actually exactly what you're saying. You say that your legs are buff because of the way you walked all your life. What do you mean that's not the point you were trying to make?
have nothing to talk about anymore. They're so boring that now me saying that I have big legs actually like makes their heads fucking explode.
Because they knew that you would get angry when they said you don't actually have big legs, which, by the way, is just a fact. And then now you're up here arguing on fucking Twitter about it.
Like brain matter is shot all over the ceiling.
Like you're
They
literally
can't believe the
responding
fact
to
that,
this.
You know, they have nothing to talk about anymore. And then, of course, there's the people who, of course, have to go to something incredibly negative, and they say, oh, so you're autistic because you walk on your toes.
I forget if that's actually a sign of
Dude, I don't even know what's going
autism
on.
or
Look at
not.
this. It's just insane. You're artistic because you walk on your toes.
Artistic. DSP is skilled
See,
with a paintbrush.
that possibly, just maybe,
Confirmed.
there'd be some other signs that would be stronger than walking on your toes. You know what I'm saying? And here's the other thing, too, right? People, like, it's the same thing. Like, people used to say stuff like, well, maybe you're retarded or something, right? It's 2024. That's like, it's not even an insult anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the day, you would say something like that, like, you might be artistic or you're retarded or something. That's not, it's 2024. You missed the boat on this one. Those were
You still make racist jokes, Phil, in 2024. So I don't know why you're getting up all on your high horse about this.
insults from decades ago. They don't even apply anymore. Today, even if someone was autistic, right, it doesn't matter. It's fine. There's tons of people out there who are different levels of autistic, and they're all fully functioning members of society who aren't ass-bag A-loggers. You understand? Like, they're fine people.
All of a sudden,
even if that were the
moral
case,
upright
it doesn't
Phil.
matter. You know what I'm saying?
Phil literally only gives a shit about morals when he's talking about other people. Like when he's like Keemstar and Stuttering Greg, he's like, what you did was immoral and wrong. And this guy on Twitter, but like, you know, when he says that shit, and when he makes racial jokes, and when he says slurs and shit, it's like really funny, actually.
But these people use it as an insult. Oh, don't you know that walking on your toes is a sign of autism? Who cares? I don't give a fuck. Even if it was, it doesn't fucking matter. You have no point. That's what I mean. They really are grasping at such fucking straws to try to insult me these days. Even the things that they're saying don't make sense. It's like you have no point at all. What you're saying, there's no insult there. But
and yet you're still so triggered about it that you're going to dedicate a whole segment to it.
Yes, because it's definitely a giant tumor on both of my legs in exactly the same spot. That's totally proportional. Two identical tumors on the back of my two legs. Exactly.
He's so mad, Mr. Literal.
Got someone else showed their leg. See, it's weird because their legs don't look like mine. Like, it looks like they all have short
Their legs don't look like mine. They have actual muscles on them.
legs. These people who took the pictures have tiny legs. So it's like super stubby and short. So there's their calf muscle, but there's like no ankle, just right to the foot. Right? I mean, look at that.
Again, that is not based off of leg length. You could find somebody who's like, 6'4", and they could have those kind of calf muscles. In fact, you'd largely see them on football players. But it's, anybody who does not have calves that look like mine have short legs.
Compared to this. Look, I have a giant, long, developed bone and structure there into the foot. These people are just like calf foot, like the foot's here.
They have actually large calves. They must have short legs.
I'm tall. It could be that. Maybe. I don't know. It just looks weird. Oh my god, another one. Actually, that is a well-developed calf muscle right there.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this last one. I know I'm not putting these other people's calf muscles in here. This one is not a well-developed calf. Like, this is just, what does he say? That isn't even calf muscle, it's fat. This is what calf muscle looks like. Dude, yours looks exactly like Phil. What the fuck are you talking about? This is what calf muscle looks like. In fact, I'm gonna go even a step further. Phil has, like, more developed calves than you. So what the fuck are you talking about? This is what calf muscle looks like. Dude, you have no room to talk. What the fuck are you talking about? Fair
enough. That is an actual, very well-developed calf muscle.
Oh, right? But because it looks like his, it's jacked.
That's right. There you go. Look at this. You see what I'm saying? What is wrong with these people? Even if this were true, right?
More autistic arguments.
Why do I need to get evaluated? What are you talking about? Like, dude, Brandon Vasquez, what the fuck is your problem?
Well, there you go. DSP shows off his totally super jacked giant legs that he seems to be the only one who sees it, Everyone else is living in the matrix of what a muscular leg actually looks like. But not Phil. He knows the truth. He sees through the code. And he knows for a fact that his legs are indeed muscular. Like I said, if DSP truly did get super jacked, swole legs before even going to the gym just by walking a certain way, he should definitely make it into a program and sell that, because do you know how many people would love to walk instead of do an actual leg day? Get huge, jacked, muscular legs like Phil. Oh, man. But Alright, guys, that's all I have to say about it, so please let me know what you think about it down in the comments. I'm Patrick, and I'll see you next.